So excited. Now it's time for Ask Jove, where I answer your questions all about love, life, celebrations, fiancés, parties, travel, really anything you want to know. We've got you covered. I'm joined in studio by my dear friend Sloan, and we are so excited to ask Jove.
All right. Today we have a question from Mark from LA.
Hi, Mark. I love LA.
Mixed feelings. All right. Kids at the wedding dilemma. My sister really wants her kids to be part of our wedding, and honestly, it's causing some tension.
I get it.
To complicate things, some cousins are concerned about not having anyone to watch their kids when they fly out to our wedding. How do we navigate this and keep everyone happy, including ourselves?
Wow. So like two questions here. Should we have kids at the wedding? And if we don't, should we feel guilty that we don't have kids at the wedding because of babysitting? Right?
Absolutely.
And you have a kid.
I do.
The cutest little kid.
She's wild and fun.
Well, comes from somewhere.
Yep.
Would you want her at a wedding? I'm going to ask you first.
Totally willing to ask me. So my opinion is that adults should also be allowed to have adult time and fun time.
Yep.
And I think that when planning a wedding, it's important to think about what your priorities are and what kind of experience you want your guests to have.
Yep.
And if that involves not having kids, then that involves not having kids.
Yeah.
A part of becoming a parent is, taking a step back and understanding that your kid's not going to be invited to everything.
Yes.
And there are, many different challenges that you'll have to navigate along the way. Babysitting is a major one of them. And so, my opinion is I understand that your sister really wants her kids involved, and this is something that we see come up in weddings all the time too.
It's probably one of the most common questions because we're all people pleasers and we want everyone to be happy, but it's your wedding. And my personal opinion is I think all weddings should be children-free, kid-free. It's just not a place for kids. Kids like playgrounds, kids like school, kids like to play with other kids. This is an adult activity. There's alcohol, there's dancing, there's loud music, there's all adults. There's no one else for them. It's not suitable for them. That being said, the only caveat is maybe if you have a flower child, a ring child, and that's someone that's like so special to you. But after that moment, that child has a babysitter and they leave, so their parents can be present. I think if you're a parent and your kid is there, you're not enjoying the wedding because you're being a parent. You can't be fully present when you're chasing your kid around or when you're always watching, like, where did they go? What are they doing? Like, you're not... It's almost selfish of you to bring your kid. Don't come for me. But like, I want you. So like at my wedding, which is meta to say because
so meta,
because
you're
we got
engaged.
a ring. I wouldn't want your kid because I want you. And I want us to dance on the dance floor and us to be present. But you won't be present if you're like, where is my child? You know what I mean? If you're like having to run after them. We did a wedding. And the bride and the father-daughter dance. She hadn't seen her dad in 3 years because he was working in the military. And the first time they saw each other was for the wedding. And they did a father-daughter dance. And it was like, I'm going to cry. It was like so beautiful. And this little child in a dress, a cute dress, runs on the dance floor and just starts spinning in circles. Because that's what kids do. I'm not mad at the kid, but the parents didn't do anything. And it just took away from this really emotional moment. And then the kid started, blah, 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 being a kid. So I don't know. For me, I don't think you should have kids at your wedding. And I don't think you should feel bad about it. Yes, babysitting is expensive, but parents need a vacation too. To your point, like you and Jose want to have adult time without your kid, and you shouldn't feel guilty. And it's part of the planning process. And if you can't afford a babysitter, that's a conversation with the person that invited you. I really want to come to your wedding. I'm having some challenges. Like be honest, be open. Maybe there's a family member that can babysit, a friend that's not invited to the wedding that can babysit. There's a lot of factors. But initially, my instinct is no children.
Right.
Unless they have a role. But even after that role, there is a babysitter.
Totally agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. In the weddings that we've seen children at that have been present, I think what's really lovely is that for most of them, there has been certain events, whether it's a welcome dinner or the ceremony, as you're saying, if there is a particular role for that child to be present there. There have been specific events where kids have been invited to,
pop
and
in, pop
then
out.
it's like wedding, we're going full force,
It's not for you.
Yeah.
I just think it's the right way to go. On the flip side, if you are new parents and you have kids and you want your kids at your wedding and all your friends have kids and you want to have a wedding that is filled with children, you do you. Like, that's up to you.
Right.
But I don't think that that's what he's asking.
I agree.
don't
I think that
that's
Mark
his
is
energy.
like, hi, maybe no kids here.
Mark is like, help me say no to kids at my wedding.
Exactly.
And Mark, I think you trust your gut. In all of wedding planning, trust your gut. If you say it the right way, nobody's going to be upset.
Right.
And if they are upset, they're adults and they can get over it.
You're not responsible for their feelings on it.
That is right. You are not responsible for other people's feelings. That's
Yeah.
You know what I tell people? I can't control 3 things. Because as a wedding planner, you control everything. I can't control traffic, weather, and other people's feelings.
Yes.
And I think that we all have to remember we don't have that ability. And Mark, you just have to say it like it is. We want you present. We want you here. Flip the script. Don't make it about the kid. Make it about, I want you present. I want you here. You're not going to be doing shots with me off the bar if you have to be playing mommy or daddy, right? I mean, I hope you're not. Like, I don't know.
Things can get wild.
Things can get wild. Children gone wild at weddings. I would watch that show, actually. I would watch Sugar High Kids, like after all the cake.
All the icing, yeah.
All the icing. So yes, and if you do have kids at weddings for those key moments, and this might also be controversial, but I bring bribery candy. Because all these like hippy dippy parents, no, my kid hasn't had sugar. They don't eat refined sugar. They can't have Skittles. I get it. I probably would be the same way. But when you need a kid to walk down an aisle with flowers or a ring, you have to bribe them.
Listen,
It's like
Tic
nap
Tacs go
time.
far.
They're Tic Tacs.
I know, we're huge fans of Tic Tacs.
Oh, interesting.
They're teeny tiny.
They're teeny tiny. 0 calories.
And also delightful.
Okay, but is that like, do kids want Tic Tacs or do they want
Oh, yeah.
Skittles?
They're like, what's that little thing?
Oh,
Because not a lot of kids eat Tic Tacs.
that's true. Not a
It's
lot
our
of-
go-to.
I think like grandpas eat Tic Tacs.
Okay, I'm aging myself
And
by
Sloan.
like 4 decades.
All right. Well, we hope that this helped answer your question. Again, we love children. We love, love, love. I just don't think they're right at a wedding. Well, that's it for today. And wasn't that fun? Don't forget to send your questions. Again, any questions, send them our way to hi@jovemeyer.com and maybe I will answer them on air. If you can, send a voice memo. I love to hear your voice.